Yeah, the #1 deck in Marvel Snap right now, according to the data on Untapped, is what I call a Miss Positive deck. These use cards like Anti-Venom, Esme Cuckoo, and Ravonna, even Surge a little bit here, to discount a lot of the same cards you might see in a Mr. Negative package. Stuff like Gorr, Iron Man, and Mystique, but you're not trying to flip them with Mr. Negative. You're just either, you know, playing them for 0 with Anti-Venom, which is great when they're already so low powered anyway. That's just like a free Gorr, slightly better, or a free Iron Man. But you can also use Esme to get like a 3/4 Iron Man or a 3/4 Gorr, which is still an insane hit, or just use Ravonna, even those Surge discounts, to just make all of this way cheaper. You know, a 4-cost Iron Man, a 2-cost Mystique can still create some crazy plays, because you can like play, you know, Iron Man on 4, and then on turn 6 still play like Mystique for 2, and then slam a Moonstone with it, and she's also another 6-power Iron Man, or in some cases, you know, 6-power Gorr that is copied off of Mystique. And you've got all these nice little like chains and combinations here where you can dump a surprising amount of power basically out of nowhere with this deck. It also makes it really hard for the opponent to predict exactly what your outputs are going to look like, or where things exactly are going to go. Like, oh god, what did they get off the Anti-Venom? What is that Esme card? What's being played alongside the Esme card on turn 6? A lot of combinations are hard to solve. That's why this deck doesn't actually have the craziest win rate. It's only got like a 53% win rate, whereas the next best deck had like a 60% win rate, but it has the highest cube rate, 0.65 cube rate, which, you know, you climb with cubes, not wins. Now, I will issue that warning that like if you're not the best, most disciplined snapper and you don't push your snaps, maybe this deck could suffer a little bit worse for you, because you do need to have some confidence with your snaps and your retreats. But if you are, you can definitely take some big wins off this one, where opponents just don't know exactly what you're up to, and it offers that different little spin basically on that same kind of package, just relying on, you know, a more straightforward, I'd say, consistent game plan, whereas Mr. Negative decks are kind of all in, right? You either hit the negative or you don't. This one, you can work your way through games in various ways. Like sometimes Shadow King might win you a game. Sometimes you might get the crazy Anti-Venom Iron Man pop-offs and just roll from there. But there are different paths basically to solve any given game. And that's why this deck is working really well right now, as you're about to see. All right, Ravonna early is always something to do. We're happy. Sinister London's not a good Ravonna spot, though. I don't think we need 2 of those. That feels greedy. Now, Sage can definitely pop off late in London, so we might want to line up a turn 6 Sage as opposed to like Gorr. I mean, that said, Gorr honestly can also be bigger. Oh my god. Maximus already popping in. Martyr Maximus. I don't know what this is yet, but I'm kind of thinking like it could be... Doesn't really draw you a card. It's usually worse. I've got too many cards in hand right now, though, and I don't have a way to dump one. This Hawkeye does the same thing, so I guess you take the Esme here. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, whatever. The real goal here is just going to be Iron Man and Mystique and just whatever big thing, right? Maybe a Sage, like we said. This is going to be maybe like a Nightmare deck. I've seen some Nightmare decks running these. Merlin seems a little weird in a Nightmare deck, though, maybe. What else did we see Martyr in recently? There was something else I saw Martyr in, but I can't remember what. Maybe a Supergiant deck or something? If she's in a Supergiant hidden, does she still go off? I can't remember. Because that doesn't happen until the end of the game. So are you already in the end of game phase? Does she miss her check? Or does she check again at the end of game phase? I don't know. Nightmare, I called it. Nice, yeah, nice, dude, nice. Okay. So that can definitely be spicy and problematic. I didn't really totally want the Iron Man left. I was kind of hoping to isolate down to mid and right, but maybe that's okay, actually. It doesn't really matter too much. If I want to play the big Gorr next turn... opponent has priorities. There's a decent chance we catch another body here. Honestly, I mean, even a 4-power Sage perhaps isn't a total disaster, but hopefully she's at least like 6 or 8 here. And then she'll be big enough left because there's already 1, 2, 4, 6, 0. Okay, that's actually fine. What is he really? He's a fallen one. Bro, they've got 14 energy this turn. Holy crap, much better than an Enchantress, honestly. As scary as that is, I'd rather have that than Enchantress. Sage, what, 6 we said? That's kind of fine, and 16 left is probably enough to hold left. You feel pretty confident about, right? Oh, Moonstone is just insane because Moonstone hits that Mystique. Which means another Iron Man in the mix, and then that's also going to be 2 Iron Mans right, which is really insane. Even with only 10 power, that's still 40 points right. You think left is secure, you think mid is secure outside of, you know, there's always another Enchantress, or I don't even know, just put a Red Guardian do it maybe. There's a few weird things that could happen. Typhoid Mary is what, just a Typhoid Mary? No, she's a Captain Marvel. Coal Obsidian is, that's a Kitty Pride, and that's a just a Coal Obsidian. Okay. Yeah, cool, easy. All right, that's exactly what this deck is meant to do, man. Just do crazy stuff. Central London makes life even better. Opponent had a great game, just can't win a spot like this. It's a cool deck, by the way. I literally was today deciding between a Nightmare deck and this deck, and I've been playing a bunch of bad decks because the, you know, I did the stupid quadruple surfer thing, and then I did the variant deck yesterday. I was like, I gotta play a good deck, so I'm gonna play the #1 deck today, but I want to play a Nightmare Debris deck, which will look, you know, not exactly like this. I'm gonna try to go lower curve even than a full Red Skull deck, but I definitely think I'll have Martyr, Maximus, Debris, like Lizard, those kind of cheap cards. Dude, I was 86, by the way. Okay, Star Mango. Or is it Star Mongo? Sounds cool. Weird hand. I think I call this deck a Miss Positive deck, by the way. Like, we have Mr. Negative decks, you know, but this is kind of like a Miss Positive deck, because it's like, instead of using Mr. Negative for your pop-offs, right, you're using Ravonna, Esme, you know, I mean, I know these cards kind of go in both, right, but it's you're not relying on the Mr. Negative. I mean, I guess Anti-Venom is kind of also a part of that, so you could kind of try to include him in the conversation as well. An anti-negative deck, like I don't know, that sounds like positive again, all right? I just like calling it a Miss Positive deck. Gorr is an insane Cuckoo hit, so that's fantastic news. Actually even makes him halfway decent in Shuri's Lab when they're usually terrible. I think Anti-Venom here, though, is really good, too. Just any of the good base stat guys, put him in there. Really stress the opponent out about this. Now, Dream Dimension does suck. Opponent, what did they get off that Mirage? I didn't even notice. Was the Surge in hand already? I think maybe, yeah. Well, no, we drew Gorr on turn 3. We might have drawn Surge on turn 3. They might have gotten a Sage or a Mystique, actually. Brig of Victoria's nuts. They did put the hood right. I wonder if they're gonna play a Misery there. Pretty big hit, too, you know. Dream Dimension is very annoying, but maybe we just get a Gorr down. Moonstone is gonna be nice with Mystique, actually. We can even do that next turn. Maybe you just Moonstone Mystique mid. I guess you can. Well, no, I want to Mystique the Gorr, since I don't have an Iron Man anyway. There's the Misery indeed. So another 16 right, another demon. Those demons are particularly strong right too. You know, like they gain that +6 and a couple Victoria hits. I don't know, man. There's a lot of power the opponent can dump here. It's really hard to guess where this wants to go. We do have priorities, so Shadow Kings. Probably not a huge gain for us either way. Ooh, there's an Iron Man too now, though. Iron Man, I would say, though, like, doesn't make Moonstone great. Yes, I think I like this a little better. Sage right is also pretty intriguing, I guess, if you trust your Gorr left, which I don't totally trust it, but it's... I mean, as far as I know, it's only going to 18 because Mystique and Moonstone don't help. That does feel really good mid, though. You know, like, do they put these demons right? Sage, you know, she's going to at least 8. At least 8. Well, no, only 8, actually. Actually, exactly 8, which is really only 16. I think I just support the Gorr. I think this holds mid. I don't think they're going to play much mid because I don't think they expect me to be strong mid, right? So I think mid holds. I think you need to support left. I just, the Sage is only 6 points left, so it's really not that good. But it's just like, is it enough of a little boost, you know, on top of Gorr's natural boost? Oh, the Mirage coming in to buff the Gorr saves us. It's a little boost, she says. It's not much of a boost, but it's enough. We also would have won with Sage right, it looks like, as well. Like we said, I think she was going to be 16 here, so it just depends, right? Like if one of these demons goes right, then Sage loses right. But I guess we did beat 2 demons left. I'm not going to pretend to have mathed that out because I also didn't know how many on reveals we were going to see here, but woo! Instincts panned out in either case, I guess, but man, close freaking game, dude. Close freaking game. This is a crazy hit, by the way. I mean, that Anti-Venom was basically a so if you look, he was a 4-7, right? But he generated a 0-16. So he was kind of a 4-23 if you look closely, right? A 4-23 is a good card, guys. Also, Esme made a Gorr here that's, you know, an extra 4 power. Like a regular Gorr wouldn't have held here. All right, Surge or Ravona? I mean, I think with Iron Man in hand, I'm just like you know, Ravona's half the deck, you know. Surge, I feel like to me, Surge is the backup plan, right? More than anything. Iron Man, Gorr, Anti-Venom. So Anti-Venom, we're looking to hit like Mystique, I guess. Can still, oh, I guess I forgot we're actually discounting Surge as well, to be honest. Like, that's actually sort of nuts. This is already buffed. You already Shadow King? I don't think so, because he's so crazy later against Destroy decks, catching like a Venom or whatever. Hopefully Astral Plane does not pull him. I also can't play Surge and Hellfire Club. I think it's probably fine to put her here, but I'm sensitive to the fact that I don't really, you know, if I play like Anti-Venom Iron Man, I guess you've got 20 points there. I'm gonna leave one more spot just in case. I don't know. Vault's weird because it's kind of hard to get to. Is this Venom already? No, it's Carnage. Also a great Shadow King target, particularly Wolverine rolls back in. Oh, that might be hard to pass up. Like, you know, Venom's great and everything, but this might be hard to pass up. Maybe they get party here in Venom anyway, right? Oh, Gorr's a good hit. Gorr's a good free hit, yeah. This pushes Carnage to 2, Wolverine to 3, so Sage here is worth quite a few points. I'm just thinking, like, do you go Anti-Venom instead, maybe? The thing is, like, with priority, am I gonna catch these both or not? Like, you don't ever expect a Deathlock. You might expect a Venom. So if they Venomed, you could Shadow King next turn. If they don't destroy these, I guess you can probably Shadow King next turn anyway. I don't know if you're really losing much, other than maybe losing a chance to play your Anti-Venoms. I think I need to play it. Wolverine again, right? Wow. Okay, another body for a Shadow King to hit. There's the Nico. Do they still have priority? We're up by 5 and they're up by 8. Yes, okay, so Shadow King Venom might still connect. Oh, dang, dude, if I go Magic too, I can actually get back here with an Iron Man later. I think that's probably better for us, right? But again, then do I use the Shadow King, right? Maybe it's just Iron Man now. You save the Shadow King for later again, right? I don't think they're going to turn this off. Do I outscale? I'd actually just score. Because I like this better for the Mystique later. Do I outscale like a destroy deck in 7 turns? I think so, right? I think so, because Shadow King is just so good. I think you do. You're worried about Null, of course, is the big guy that's your problem, but I'm thinking we can probably tank a Null. Nidavellir is also just insane with Iron Man, so that's good news. Venom also now prime for disruption here, and the Wolverine rolls back. That is a dream for the Shadow King. So I guess, do we try to go now for the surprise Shadow King, right? Or left. Surprise Shadow King, right? I think you just go Hawkeye Iron Man, and then you go surprise Shadow King next turn, and you hope to hit Mystique to go. Maybe she actually just goes right, and you just like face tank a Null and give up mid. Because you don't think they're going to redevelop left much, are they, for the... I mean, I guess if they know this deck has Shadow King, they might. I don't know. Shang-Chi is actually insane. But thankfully, Iron Man can kind of pull that back in. I mean, my instincts are that they play Null... Do you play Null right, or do you play... You got to play Null something mid. They don't have any extra energy, so they do go for a Null. All they can play with it's a 1-drop, which would be like Head Pool or something. We did not hit... the Did not hit the Mystique, but I think this holds anyway, right? Like if they go for a big null right, we just win mid, we think always. You know, we've got kind of a 4-point lead. And I think it's like head pool. Agony's gone, Nico's gone, Moira's gone. It would just be head pool. I think if they go null right, we might actually win anyway. I'm too lazy to count it out. We're definitely gonna win left with Shadow King, we think. And Gorr, of course, is getting even stronger. I think this always holds. Kind of scary, you never really know, but I don't think they go back left ever, right? That would be the weird thing. Null goes mid, that's kind of what we thought. Death's definitely gonna be fine, right? Null was really big at 49, dude. Did we beat a null right? I don't think so, man. Maybe we do? Sage is kind of... Oh, there, it was delayed. I was like, kind of tiny, but I guess it was just delayed. Shadow King definitely made... Saving that Shadow King definitely made this game positionally a lot more simple to solve. Because if you show the Shadow King early, right, the null has a lot more flexibility in where it could go. So this was a very winnable game for them despite that. Like the death, I forgot about death. I was looking at 1 drops, not looking at 0 drops, right? This game was, like I said, kind of actually closer because null got so big off that Shang-Chi, basically. That game was really, really close. All right, Ravonna Esme is a good opener. Second straight Shuri's Lab game. I don't think Ravonna needs to go over there, but Esme, I think, can. Seems fine. Ooh, yeah, good curve. Exact same curve as last time. This hand is, like, exactly the same. This is clearly a Wiccan deck. We've seen some... I was looking at the data while grabbing this deck, you know, I saw some Wiccan Affliction stuff out there. Hit Iron Man, please. What is that? That looked like a Surge. Okay, I'm thrilled Surge is on the bottom of my deck. That's good news. Mystique is, you know, it's not the best hit, I guess. Oh, dang, dude. Well, I mean, I'm still happy to have this pair, I suppose. Well, now that I look at this Anti-Venom, not that many great hits, right? Mystique would be the best hit. It's only 1 in 5. I'm wondering if I can just skip a turn here and just do Iron Man stuff already. Maybe you play Mystique mid. If you play Mystique mid on 5, though, you leave yourself in a bit of a weird spot, don't you? You kind of want to go Mystique and Moonstone together, too, though, so you need time to do that. Maybe you go Iron Man here. Mystique on 5, though. It's like just the timing is so weird. Turn 6 could be these. You play the Sage mid, I guess. Yeah. I need a like 2-cost card next turn. Like Mystique actually again would be the home run hit here. I don't know about this line. I'm like kind of committing in a weird way that I don't really love, but I think this is gonna line up from a curve standpoint best. Also just sort of abandoning right. Do you go ahead and do this? It's only gonna have, well, we don't know how much it's gonna have. If I do this, I open up 1 more 2-drop on 6, but what the heck is it gonna be? Because I'm pretty sure I'm Moonstoning here, and like I don't have any way to support Iron Man in that case. Like you really want to Moonstone this, and you want to Sage mid to win mid so that your Iron Man's supported. Another Mystique would also be sick, actually. You could go Mystique left, Moonstone. Well, no, that doesn't really work. How does this work? Wow! I can't play left! What a baller move, dude! Is this gonna be enough to force them into action anyway, though? No, I'm only going to... Well, no, it is 24. They gotta contest at least. They've got to at least contest. Now, they can't play mid, though, so I know I can steal mid without... Well, I mean, at least with a fixed value, but doesn't really help, right? Like I can only tie here. Sage hits 4, which is 8, which is really 16. Like your best play is to tie, right? That doesn't feel very good, does it? The opponent flips left. You don't really win a tiebreaker, right? You're only going 20 to 16, maybe even 20 to 17. You never win a tiebreaker. No, I think we gotta go. Yeah, this is a sick play from the opponent. Pretty sick play from the opponent. They also have just a lot of energy, so they can play a big 6 here and still throw a 2 in over here or whatever. Yeah, that one's tough, dude. We also just didn't get our doubling, which actually makes a, you know, it's a difference when you've got a Cuckoo. You know, it's actually lost a lot of points. Hey, double anti-venom. That's going to be hard to weave in, but it can absolutely be worth it, right? If you just hit... Oh, actually, you know, the first one being played on turn 4 means... oh, well, yeah, Dream Dimension. No, never mind. I was going to say you can play a 4 and a 1 on turn 5, but you can't play a 4 because he costs 5. Limbo naturally, though, might actually help us out this game. Yeah, that could be good. Surge. Let's spread our small power cards to make sure we can support everybody well. Mole Man, dude, that's sick. Shadow King got hit. Okay, Shadow King would not have been a particularly strong thing to play against us, but good to know, I guess. Domino, Mole Man, Shadow King, Anti-Venom. Dude, this is sick. I like the Mole Man Anti-Venom combo. I'm kind of jealous, dude. I'm playing the boring version of the deck, it seems. Had no idea. God, Hawkeye is the worst anti-venom hit in history, though, isn't it? Jeez, that's bad. It kind of sucks to have this in the deck. I mean, if it weren't for Dream Dimension, I think we'd still happily play it and stuff. Oh my god, dude, what is this gonna be now? Oh, Esme wouldn't really make sense with Malekith necessarily. So Sage is a pretty good hit. That I can definitely live with. So let's go maybe Gorr here. Then we have like Mystique Moonstone to carry left, and then you just splash a Sage mid, maybe. You're kind of in on those two spots. Because you kind of trust Moonstone and Mystique, I think. Oh my god. And Spider! Their deck is so sick! Why is my deck so boring? I had no idea my deck was garbage. Iron Man Mystique is also very strong, but... is it stronger enough that you like it better? Pretty dang strong. I mean, you can play the Hawkeye just to boost your Gorr. Trying to think about where these last points want to go. Like, the opponent like knows I'm pretty strong mids. I think they sort of abandon mid, right? And then I just sort of abandon left. The problem is if they have like, oh, they played a rock though after the Man Spider, so they're definitely not thinking about Absorbing Man. I was gonna say like Absorbing Man makes me really nervous, but I guess it doesn't make me as nervous if you're ripping a rock after. So maybe I trust this. I'm a little sad because Moonstone Mystique is such a sick play and it's really cool and it's like arguably worth almost as many points, but I think this is probably better targeting for our points. I'm a little worried about counters though, you know. They have a Shang-Chi or whatever in this deck, we could get absolutely smoked. So I don't know. I'm assuming the Gorrs get plenty big off of me, let alone the opponent here. Or Gorr, we only have one, I forgot. Patriot? Okay, that's sick. Valkyrie, actually Iron Man tanks, so that's good news. I mean, so would a Gorr have tanked, so that's fine. Debris. Oh, dude, this is a sick deck, dude. I really like this deck a lot. Valkyrie's like, I guess if you have, you know, like the Debris rocks, it makes sense, but it's not that good with the Mole Man rocks. It definitely makes sense with Anti-Venom too, so there's definitely some Valkyrie synergies, but there's also some Valkyrie hangups, you know? Like, you can't ever play it on your Man Spider. You don't like it with Anti-Venom. I'm not saying that makes it wrong necessarily, just that it's not like 100%, you know, clean. They actually did have an Esme though, too, by the way, which I think is weird for Malekith. I don't know though, really cool list. This is definitely a fun little rock package, which I wanted to build a Dwayne Johnson deck. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Let's compare it. Very different deck, but oh yeah, mine was more Zooey. That's right. So same Patriot, Mole Man, Debris stuff, but also had Rhino, Squirrel Girl in there, and then payoffs like Mockingbird, of course, getting cheaper from all the rocks. Patriot payoff, Kazar payoff. Moonstone to copy various things, excuse me, Prodigy to copy various things, Moonstone to copy, you know, Patriots, Dazzlers, Ant-Mans, etc. So that's what mine was gonna look like. I just never got time to play that because we had so much stuff, so many new cards and things going on. Oscorp Tower, let's give them a surge. Yeah, I mean, I say that, but I never really fill my spots. Like, why? I don't know. I mean, at one point, you know, it could be a lot with an Iron Man. Who knows? The spot, you know, I don't know how valuable the spot is to them, but it's probably not that valuable. I can utilize this. Let's just do it this way. I'm getting fancy for no reason, right? Let's do Ravona there. Just leave ourselves a little more openings. Esme hits magic, yeah. I mean, magic left. Ooh, Dracula. Does that give them? Does magic help a discard deck more or less? I mean, it helps them find stuff. Kind of inclined to think I like Eternal's Arc better than anything else here. Do you play the Hawkeye? I mean, if you do the magic here, you still, it turns off, right? So you're not. I'm just playing a 2/4 in essence. I'm kind of saying, hey, I'm gonna wait a minute on this Iron Man. If you wait a minute on the Iron Man, though, you do lose your Surge upside. Sage is currently terrible, though. I mean, we'd love to hit a Mystique for this Iron Man, of course. That would be beautiful. I'm gonna need at least a reasonably sized body, right? Oh, this is a Red Wing deck. I think I saw this on Tapped. It had pretty good numbers, actually. Pretty great numbers. Well, dang, dude. I don't have any cards to put right. Now I might have to magic because I think I just need better numbers over there, you know? Do we tempo the Shadow King just to get another Surge hit, maybe? I don't really love the magic, like I said. I'm not really sure exactly with this dump deck, but they do have a lot of big 6-drops, so it's like, hey, if I give them another turn, that's just another big 6-drop sometimes, you know? So Pim Arrow Moonstone's cool, but I don't really have a lot of space. I'd rather always use the Moonstone with a Mystique if I can. There's their Red Wing. Okay, what are they leaving behind mid? Let's see, is it Red Hulk? Oh god, no, it's in. Oh boy, so we would want kind of Iron Man Mystique there, or like Gorr stuff or whatever. Oh, another magic is so bad. Oh, I drew so dead this game, man. So bad. Maybe I just give mid now and say, hey, I need points elsewhere. Moonstone Pim Arrow left, Sage right or something, but this is all ones. Everything over here is one, man. It sucks. If I hit Mystique now, it's just hitting a Pim Arrow. I think Gorr would still maybe be better. I guess I can just play the Moonstone for free, though. Like, just save that energy. But I don't feel good about this at all, guys. I don't think Limbo has helped us here. I think Red Hulk's getting bigger and bigger. Need Gorr. Anti-Venom. I mean, it adds 16, right? It's not nothing. I'm not winning mid, though, right? Sage is barely even getting any points. Sage right is how many points? There's only 3 hits. He's only 6 points right. That's wild. Maybe a little more. I can't spend all my energy, so Hulk is taking this to 26. I mean, there's just no way. I'm only gaining 16 here, so you know, I'm barely beating just them, not like Dracula hitting for 0. I don't even beat. I think I retreat despite I usually almost always stay in for 2 points, but I just can see on board I'm losing unless they have a wasp in hand or something. I think we just always lose, guys. This did not come together. Gorr and Mystique at the bottom really stuck us this game. We got just a bunch of filler, right? Iron Man was the only kind of power card we hit. Sage wasn't any good this game. Opponent hit a great run. We didn't really want a magic, but we had to. Draw 2 cards. Oh my god. Well, I mean, that kind of makes Hawkeye bad, maybe. Just dead. I guess I didn't have her anyway, so I can't complain. Esme, even though, is going to be hard to get down and feel meaningful. I think we still just tempo them, though, right? Like, it's just points. Yeah. Oh, nice. Ravona's actually a great save. All right, sick. Muir Island also really good for any Iron Man stuff. That is a cool Colleen wing, dude. I dig it. That is cool. Oh, I like that a lot. That's awesome looking. That's really, really cool. Esme doesn't really draw a card here. I'm kind of wondering now if you do something like this. You also don't draw a card off this, but you're maybe pretty good at Raft. Which, especially if you get Acid Arrow, is like a dream. Gambit hitting our Ravona, sadly. No fun. No fun to be had. Gambit feels really good to me all the time lately, by the way. I don't know, there's been so many moments where I'm like, God, that Gambit sucked, which is really often a good sign for a card's strength, right? Is that like, oh, if it's really frustrating you a lot, that means, you know, it's doing a lot usually. Okay, yeah, Acid Arrow, like we said, we're gonna get the Raft, we're gonna get Esme, so we do miss a regular card draw here, but I don't think, well, I actually don't hate the Sage, right? It's at least 6, and you presume the opponent's gonna put maybe some stuff here, although they might just be scared away already. But even 6 perhaps isn't a disaster, because I don't think I really need the Esme this game. The only thing oh my God, double Gorr or double Iron Man here, what's better? I mean, you kind of need, like, Iron Man Right's only gonna be 10 points. Bro, Shadow King's kind of cool too, dude. I guess 10 points though sort of feels like enough, right? Like we just come in, we drop the Arnim Zola and the Gorr, I think. Although you could do Mystique, Arnim Zola, whatever, like Shadow King or Esme or something too, you know. I don't think that's gonna be better on average though. This Gorr is not that big yet, that's why I'm hesitating. Right, he's kind of not that big. There might be a better world with Mystique, Shadow King, Grapple Arrow. There's one more for the Gorr. We sometimes expect to see a MODOK come down, which puts Gorr at like 15. If we assume Gorr is 15, what is Mystique, Shadow King, Grapple Arrow, right? Mystique, well, Shadow King's actually 4. Grapple Arrow is 3 is 7, Mystique is 1 is 8. But you're getting another Iron Man, so it's really 16. I think that's better, right? Shadow King not actually doing anything because that's end of game, of course, we know. Arnim Zola is going to go left, which is actually worse for us because in the case of tiebreakers, we'd rather have Arnim Zola buffed. He doesn't do anything left, right? I mean, yeah, this is not, I don't really feel great about this necessarily, but double Iron Man's awful good, so maybe I do feel great about it. I don't like how they're going right though necessarily. Dang, are we gonna beat that? 20 was our number. How big is that? Is that a Scorn? How big is that Scorn? Oh, we're fine. Okay, yeah, it's enough. Woo. I think we never lose the Dracula, do we? Right? It was gonna be like 32 points over there or something. We decided. Is that right? I don't even know. I kind of forgot, to be honest. Oh, I didn't account for Iron Man's buff either, so I think it's even more. Maybe 38 points? 34 points? How does that work? 38? 34? What is this last card? I don't even know. Grapple Arrow's adding, yeah, 36, yeah. Okay, that's got to be enough. Yeah, nice. Really nice, yeah. 22 Iron Man buff, yeah. This is pretty good, yeah. Oh God, why did I say, bro. It didn't matter anyway with the Arnim Zola, but why did I say for tiebreakers when I actually just needed that spot for Iron Man? Like, of course, Arnim Zola resolves first. Arnim Zola never would have gotten pulled left. But my brain was definitely worried about the wrong thing. I should have been thinking about the spot, not about the 1 point mid. Irrelevant in either scenario. The game took care of me, but yeah, good win, dude. Raft actually worth it. Kind of an awkward full hand, threw us for a loop. That Gambit, you know, stole some upside for sure off that Ravona, but all good, man, all good. Bunny put out some great numbers too this game. They were really farming up here. Nidavellir. Okay, I need a better location. Blade Helagon. Okay, can get that back with like a Ghost Ride or something, but it's hard to work through all that. Esme left is good. One Iron Man can just like tank a Nidavellir basically. It's kind of 40 extra points or something, you know, instead of 20 extra points. I guess 20 extra. Think about it that way. Esme hits Anti-Venom. Okay, not your favorite, but again, just a fine body in Nidavellir, I suspect. So this almost looks like an old school Hela combo with Invisible Woman. Like, were they gonna do MODOK stuff, you know? Maybe so. Kind of getting bot vibes off the Hell Cow, but we don't really know that yet. That's not necessarily true. Sometimes that's true. Let's go Ravonna first, then we go Iron Man Mystique. Iron Man left for sure, right? And then Mystique mid. We don't want to play in a sewer system for an Iron Man if we don't have to. That leaves us a good Moonstone mid out as well. Infinite gone, okay. Just ripping that. I'm gonna snap here because I think it's a bot. You guys are, some of you guys get weird when I talk about bots, man. You guys really don't like me talking about bots much. They're in the game, guys. They happen. I got to acknowledge them, you know, like it's important to say, hey, this is a bot for two reasons. Number one, so that people don't feel misled about the experience a deck is having, right? Like, you know, oh my god, that's actually a sick play, dude. That's actually a really good play. Holy crap, I'm gonna lose the game, dude. I can't win left. You know, you don't want people to think like, oh, your deck's amazing because you're just stomping on bots all day, right? Like you have to paint a real picture of the experience you're having. Number two is just like, you know, it's good to know to play against bots and help recognize them and such. So I don't know, I think you just got to deal with the bot conversation sometimes. I think this is still going to be totally fine. We don't need to steal right back. In fact, with that Iron Man, let's go ahead and put one big guy here because Shadow King is good on Ravonna as well. This should be a fine contribution left with Iron Man. There's no way that ever loses. You know, sometimes you snap bots to get more free cubes, right? Bots tend to have base portraits, really simple names like Anthony. Both of those are true. They tend to play decks that are just a little weird or outdated or unusual, like we see hella decks, but we don't usually see Invisible Woman hella decks, right? That's a little odd. Sometimes they make really strange plays. All those things give you data points basically and help you, you know, compete against bots. I'm 99% sure this is a bot, so I don't know. Like, yes, sometimes, you know, it's more debatable, and I think that's where people get sensitive when I talk about the bot conversation is like, is this person a bot? But that's what we're trying to figure out. It's not an insult. The bots can win games. They can play well. Some play better than others. That's why we're trying to figure it out. Like, we're trying to get information. We're not trying to insult players. So I'm not going to stop talking about bots is the takeaway. If it bothers you when I try to suss out a bot or not, I mean, that's just part of the game. Like, that's part of Marvel Snap and trying to get better at the game. You know, I'm sorry you're sensitive to that. I don't mean sensitive in an insulting way. I mean, like, you're detecting it, but that's just, you know, it's an important skill to have, and it's an important thing to talk through. So I think it's going to keep happening. I am sadly not going back to 83. We already fell from 86. Brutal season.